What's up, guys? Welcome to Frank's Media and Reviews, and welcome to another great live stream that I have tonight with some great guests, guys. First and foremost, thank you guys for joining. Today's topic is going to be just a deep dive into modern horror movies, some deep cuts, and I'm just really excited for everyone. The panel, what they have in store. Everyone here is so dang knowledgeable. Basically, I'm going to be just learning a lot from them as usual. Thank you guys for joining. Let's see. One thing that I did want to bring up just super quick, guys, is that really quick, a little plug, man, is that I just joined a little partnership with the physical media online store, The Movie Room, right here. If you go to their website, they're just like Orbit, Diabolic. They just started. And if you use the link Frank's Media 10, you get 10% off your entire purchase. Plus, if you order at least 2 movies, you get you get free shipping in the US. And that code is a one-time code, just to let you guys know. But guys, let's get started with the show. Today's guest, the first guest, is my man. He's rad. He's born to be rad. What's up, Garrett?
Oh my God, man. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me back on, dude. I appreciate it. This should be fun. Got a stacked panel. We're going to talk about some modern horror and some deep cuts, but it's crazy when you say this because I'm so stuck in like 80s, 90s. When you say modern, to me, my head's like, oh, so anything basically after like 2005 then it's considered modern. And then I look back and I'm like, shit, that was like 20 years ago.
So yeah,
I'm aging myself here.
Yeah, what we're doing, guys, is up in the chat and everyone, is that it's from 2010 until current times. And yeah, exactly what you're saying, Garrett. It's 2010. It is still a while ago, like 15 years ago. What the hell, man? Time flies by so dang fast. Next is a first-time guest, and he is part of the show Splattercast. Dylan, what's going on?
What's happening? Thank you so much for having me, Frank. This is quite a huge honor. I was certainly stoked to see you putting these together. I watched a good bit of the last one that you had with Cody Leach and my friend Alex from Beyond the Void and all those other great guests. It was certainly looked like a blast. I'm really happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, they're definitely a blast. At least I enjoy it myself, and that's all that matters, guys.
So you do it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thank you, Dylan, for joining. And next is my man here from Oregon, Josh. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, everybody? Doing good. How are you doing, everybody? Good to see you.
Good.
Cold up there, Frank?
Just a little bit, of course, man. Got my hoodie.
Just a little bit.
You look
cold out
very
here.
damn cold. I know. Look at you, man.
It's cold.
I've got a space.
I got the heater going.
Yeah. So if you hear that, let me know. So.
Yeah. No, it sounds good to me. And next is my buddy Daniel, the Cobwebs channel. What's going on, buddy?
Yo.
Oh no, Daniel,
No.
you're muted. Rookie.
Totally ruined the whole.
Rookie.
But I'm so happy to be here. So many of my internet man crushes all in the same room. Very, very excited.
I love it, dude.
As always, thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. And a little bit later on, Christian is supposed to be up in the live stream. So we'll kind of go through the comments really quick, guys. Again, with these type of shows, I'm going to go through the chat just super quick. And then because we got a lot to talk about, especially with we're doing modern horror deep cuts from 2010 until today. And guys, there's a lot of great movies to recommend. So right here is my man, Ryan. Ryan, what's going on? Every single dang show, he has the links to every single one of the guests. So thank you, Ryan, so much. Go ahead, please, guys, follow every single one of these wonderful people. They have great horror content. And yeah, what's going on, Midnight Geek? Bo, what's going on? Bo, Also, I forgot. Just recently, I have some new members to my tier members, and that is Bo, the critic, After Dark, and then Robin Edwards. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Those tier memberships help tremendously. Check it out in the description section, and also their links to the panel is in the description section as well. So definitely check it out. And let's see, Zach of the Dead is here, and let's see, A-Dub, what's going on? And yeah, and Jordan, the movie den, what's going on, buddy? And Kevin Kruger, Kevin, where's all your like 50 million questions? I was expecting them.
What up, Kevin?
Jeff, what's going on? All these wonderful content creators, follow them, guys. Follow them. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna go through the chat, but I'm gonna kind of just start going on, guys. As I kind of Garrett, Daniel, I talked to you guys before. We done some interviews and stuff like that, and we kind of touched base about the modern horror movies recently. But I'm gonna still ask you guys the same dang question, because not everyone watches the interviews. You should, because they're damn fun. But Garrett, I'm gonna start off with how I see it on my screen, which is Garrett, Dylan, Josh, and Daniel. Is Garrett, how do you feel that the modern horror films have been? Because I know everyone, when you think of horror films, we all think about 80s, 70s films, even for some of us, like early 90s and stuff like that. But how do you think the modern horror movies have been?
It's funny because, like, again, it's hard for me to really drill down modern. Like, I'm so stuck in like this weird time frame. I don't know if it's an age thing, time's just flying now, but it's like when I look at all these, I'm like, oh yeah, they just came out a couple years ago. It's like literally like 15 years ago some of these came out. And I'm like, I feel like I just got these movies, right? So it's hard, but I mean, I think the modern era, like, I was going to the theater a lot around that time. Like, so a lot of the big ones that we all kind of know, I was there at the theater for. So it was really the first time, like in the 2000s, that I was just hitting up the theater a lot. Just, I guess at that point I was like in college and stuff. So it was like every Friday night we were seeing all the new horror stuff. So I think it's great. I think there's a lot. The thing is we were going some deep cuts today. So hopefully people can find some movies that they're like, oh my God, I didn't know that existed. And, if you follow me on my channel, that's one of the things that I just love to do, is I like to help people discover movies that maybe they've never seen before, because that's kind of what I love about watching people's content, and why I've always kind of liked YouTube. Is it's like when I hear someone say, oh, this is one of my favorite movies, and I'm like, oh my God, I've never heard of that. Like, they've got a similar style to me. I'm going to hunt this thing down. And as you start to hunt a lot of stuff down, I feel like it starts to become few and far in between sometimes. So I'm excited to kind of hear what everybody in this panel says, because I'm hoping that maybe I can get a hidden gem out of the mix that I'm going to be like, I got to chase this down. I got my pencil, my notepad here to write some of these bad boys down. So I'm excited to talk about this stuff.
Hell yeah. That was great, man. You got the whole damn show. Go ahead, Garrett. Did whatever he said. That was great. Dylan, what about you, buddy?
So I think, like, for most of us, I feel like horror kind of over the years has really it has its ebbs and flows, like most trends do, and most everything. For this, though, I feel like one of the best parts about being like a deep cut horror fan, or somebody who just loves the genre so much and actually like makes stuff around it, or just lives and breathes it, is you can always find little gems throughout every ebb and flow. So like at the height of it, you can find good stuff, and at the low points, you can even find some good stuff. Because I think like the beauty of this subgenre, or like this little genre piece that we have, is that like it's kind of the smaller the film sometimes, the better the movie is. So it's like the more creative it gets. So I think like for me, modern horror has just been really exciting recently, because we're in an age now where, we're in that post, pandemic era where studios and theater chains and everybody are kind of like, well, big blockbusters aren't like, selling the theater tickets anymore. So what can we do? let's give some of these smaller films that have never gotten a shot before that would normally go straight to streaming, let's give them a chance. But then also you have these great streamers like Screambox and Shudder, especially Shudder and IFC, when they joined together. Like, God, last year, it's like I think they maybe had 1 or 2 films out of their entire lineup that I thought was just okay. So they really crushed it. And I think that's kind of the beauty of modern horror right now, is that everybody, no matter the size and shape of your film, has a voice. And I think that's super exciting about modern horror.
Especially last year. That's for dang sure. Yeah. Josh, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, piggyback on what everybody else said, I was going through I was like, I don't think I really like modern horror. I was really having a hard time with like trying to find stuff to even pick. I mean, I made a list, but most of the stuff I like is like B80s, 70s. I mean, I do like some stuff from the 2000s, I guess, but it's harder. But I do think that, like he said, the Shutters, the Screen Boxes, you get so much more access to these independent films now that it's the shit, man. Like, I can find foreign flicks that you wouldn't usually find, or you got to go hunt down and pay crazy prices. I've watched so many bad movies on effed up movies, so to own them and get them streaming is pretty sick.
Nice.
Just to be real.
Yeah, my man. Daniel, what about you?
I'm glad we've got a naysayer here. So when we bring up movies, Josh is going to be like, that sucks.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I got you.
But I love modern horror. I love horror from all eras. You know, I don't like focus a lot on older horror movies necessarily because I think the older is better, but because I like stuff from all eras. And what I'm really doing with my picks is focusing more so on the 2010s than the 2020s, because the 2010s was a really exciting time for me because it was when I got really into indie horror. I got like super into the scene, watching a lot of movies, and it was a really fun time to be a fan of that stuff because there were like so many of the same people working together, and like you got a lot of directors putting out a lot of stuff like Adam Wingard and Ty West. You got a lot of actors popping up in a ton of different movies like Graham Skipper and Bria Grant and Alex Esso. And it was just a really exciting time. You kind of almost felt like you were part of something. I was working at a video store during a lot of the 2010s, and I was just like renting all the DVDs that came in, buying a lot of the DVDs, because we didn't get these indie horror movies on Blu-ray. We did not. We got them on DVD. So I've even got some DVDs that I bought from my video store here next to me that I'm excited to pull out. And I just think there's a lot of great stuff. I think there's great stuff from all eras, but I think it's been a great time for the past 15 years.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. I think with I did notice Anthony Horror. Where did he go? Right here. This comment right here. Also follow his channel, YouTube channel right there. Yeah, he thinks that modern horror nowadays has been mostly art style or art house style. I do agree to some extent to that, but I think that there was just so many great just various movies that that's one thing I love about the horror genre is there's so many like sub genres, like so many great things. There's so many topics that the horror genre talks about now, especially within the last few years, that this topic's like I saw the TV Glow, and like, yeah, I mean, just like all these other different movies that they wouldn't have been talked about maybe around the time, like 20 years ago. But I simply, yeah, specifically when we're starting this live stream of 2010 onwards, I think just looking back, like that point was a very good year because we all kind of talked about it, how there was some okay movies in the 2000s, or even like in the 90s. There's some good ones, of course, like Candyman, hello, but like some other ones. But like, I don't know, man, I think we're in a good decade at least of like good horror movies that make you think outside of the box. And I invited you guys because y'all are very knowledgeable, and I just can't wait to hear your guys's love for the horror genre, because you guys love the damn genre, but you're also passionate about it. And that's one thing that I love, what really I attracted to you guys, your YouTube channels. And again, subscribe to their damn YouTube channels, but everybody here is so passionate about the genre that it makes me want to watch the movies that you guys discuss. because I can hear it. I can see it in your guys' voice. So, guys, with that being said, Kristen was here, and then he's having a little technical difficulties. So once he is here for good, I'll bring him on. So I'm going to start with Garrett. So what we're going to do is I want to go with your guys's. I originally said to you guys like at 10 movies, but I want to go with the movie that just surprised you the most. Of like you were just not expecting it to like hit that certain type of level where it's very memorable, and that a movie that you just want to talk about it to your friends, to the YouTube channel, stuff like that. So that's how I want to start it off first, because I love hearing the passion from your guys' voice. And before I even do that, bam, hopefully Christian, what's going on, buddy?
Well, she said 9:30.
30. Fuck it, we doing 50.
Early.
My bad, dude. My internet just took a crap on me.
Oh no, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. So thank you for joining, guys. Christian, as I don't know if you heard that, but I'm gonna start it off with
Start from the very beginning. Like, could we just start the entire?
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
whole thing back?
Take it all
what's
back.
up going on,
Garrett
guys?
gave a really good speech. He can do
Pretend-
it again.
Just dress rehearsal.
Yeah, exactly.
It was super
Now-
long, super long.
Yeah. But yeah, the movie that surprised you the most, something that just like is so memorable that you wanted to tell, anybody and everybody. So I'm going to start it off how I see it on my screen. I'm going to go with Garrett, Dylan, Josh, Daniel, and Christian. So Garrett, you are the first person.
That's a tough question now that I look at my list here.
Yeah.
And then I just picked one, and then I looked at it and it said 2008, and I was like, damn it. Okay, so we're doing 2010 on. Is that what you said?
2008 was 10 years ago.
that's what I felt when I grabbed it. I'm like, oh, this is modern. All right. I can't say this surprised me. All right, my first pick that I originally had in my hand here is coming from 2011. Okay. And going back, we just lost David Lynch. So rest in peace, David Lynch. But in 2011, his daughter put out a movie that in the 2000s, we went through that era where like they were kind of in that extreme mode where things were really getting gritty. And, you kind of see it now kind of coming back a little bit, I think, around. This movie's messed up, by the way, if anybody's seen it. And this is a movie called Chained. I don't know if anybody has seen this thing, but this is a bonkers batshit movie from 2011 directed by Jennifer Lynch. And it's basically about a serial killer who kidnaps this little boy and his mother and, ends up killing the mother and then keeps the little boy for himself. And the little boy keeps trying to escape. He wants to raise him as his own and kind of make him like him. And the little boy tries to escape. So what he does is he ends up chaining this kid to the house, like inside, and his long chain. And basically it's about this guy and this kid growing up, and this guy like really trying to brainwash this kid into becoming what he is. And, he ends up bringing a lot of women home, and like, then he tries to get the kid involved into doing stuff with them. And it's wild, man. It's got kind of a wraparound story and stuff, but it's really, really messed up. I think if you guys haven't seen this one, you definitely should check it out. But again, I would say it's one of those things that it's not for everybody kind of thing. It really does take things pretty far. But I'm not sure if any of you guys have checked this one out before.
I've never heard of it.
It's got Vincent D'Onofrio in it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah. Yep. Very, very similar plot to a movie that I'm not going to have on this list called Michael. That's pretty gross. But this one a little bit better, I think. So personally,
I'm scared of Dylan's picks. He put out a recommendation list recently that I regret watching. I wish I didn't know about those movies.
I regret watching some of those movies too.
Was it the 5 disturbing ones?
Yeah, it was one of them. It was the 5 films that are more disturbing than a Serbian film.
Yep.
That's a horrifying.
That was a good video, man.
Very well done.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. That was a lot of suffering that I had to go through with that one.
I wanted to turn it off, but I couldn't because it was just
I appreciate
so good.
it. It's it definitely did well for the channel, and yeah, it made that all very much worth it in the end, kind of. So it was good.
Good. Really quick, I just want to say thank you, Joel, for the 99 super chat. So thank you, Joel, so much. I really appreciate it. Dylan, go ahead.
Oh man, this is a tough one. I feel like we're all gonna say that because I have two that I'm bouncing back between. They're both from 2014. You know what? I'm gonna go with this one just because I feel like somebody else or one of you guys will probably end up saying it. Bone Tomahawk from
Oh,
2015.
dude.
It says.
So good.
Yeah.
Love that movie to death. I mean, I'm a sucker for a good Western, but to add that horror element to it, with just having these people go out and having to rescue some townsfolk and everything, and this doctor's wife, and all of the energy, the feel. I love what S. Craig Zoller brings to that. I honestly think that the guy hasn't really missed for me yet. I love his other two films as well, and I just feel like this understands both genres so well and mixes them to just like a beautiful degree. And then it's also brutal as hell. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, if you have not seen it, this definitely, as far as I guess cutting somebody hot dog style, this gives Terrifier a run for its money. That's all I'm gonna say
Oh,
about
yeah,
that.
First.
Yes, it did.
You have a splitting good time.
Mhm.
I'm not a Western person, and so pretty soon I'm going to do like a Western month because I need to at least watch some damn films from the Western
I can
genre.
send you some. There's some good ones.
Yeah, man. Send it my way. But there was just something about Bone Tomahawk, man. Like Patrick Wilson is really good in that film, of course. But seriously, man, like, oh my gosh, the storyline, and then of course the brutality, like that just attracted me. I'm not gonna lie. Because I saw it like on Twitter, like the images, you know how Twitter and social media is and everything. So that always catches your eye. But man, yeah, Bone Tomahawk is such a damn good movie. Kurt Russell, shoot, man, so good.
Yeah, I think Richard.
It's disturbing for sure.
Oh yeah, I think Richard Jenkins is also like kind of the unsung hero of that film.
Yeah,
he just plays
he's
such
a lot
Mm.
better
Kills
than
it.
that.
a weird little
the white
character
suit
of
guy, right?
Chickadee. Yeah, Chicory, his like kind of right hand man. The dude
Oh,
who's not
yeah.
who gets deputized. He's not necessarily even like he's just the sheriff's friend.
That's
I think
right.
he's just
Okay.
so funny in that, and he's just so endearing. It's a
Mhm.
nice little foil to all the darkness around it. But I agree with you that Matthew Fox, who we haven't seen a lot from since Lost, he crushes it in that movie.
Yeah.
He's so unlikable until the very end there. It's just like, damn, this dude was cool. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get Jameson Newlander in there, the other Frog brother. I mean, it's already.
Oh,
a win
yeah.
for me, you know what I mean. So I was all in.
The MVP of the
on
film.
Tomahawk.
Josh, what about you?
Oh man. Let's see. So it was the movie that you didn't expect, basically, right? Is this too
Yeah.
loud, Frank? I turned it down a little bit.
No, you're good, buddy.
Sweet man. So this Marion Dora film, I thought The Cannibal was probably like the most crazy film that I'd seen by him. I like The Melancholy of the Angel too, but Carcinoma from 2014 just ruined my entire weekend for sure. This is like just horrific. I don't even know if it's horror really, but if you're familiar with his films like Cannibal, and there's a couple other ones that he does, they're heavy animal violence, you know, but it's just a guy like ripping out his insides, not going to the doctor, getting cancer, and it's just a struggle, dude. Yeah. But I love it. Like I've made everybody at work that are horror fans watch it, and it's the real deal. So big fan. If you haven't seen Carcinoma, this still had a slip somehow, and it's like, 10, 11 years old now. So
I'm not gonna
Write that
watch
down,
that.
Dylan.
I don't. I already watched Melancholy, the Angel's Melancholy. I'm good on that for a little bit. Like I'll take
it is a lot. It's a lot shorter. I think it's like
Thank God.
100
Thank
minutes.
God.
maybe.
That was so long.
A
It
lot.
was like, oh,
80,
no.
87 minutes. So
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that for now. But good choice.
hardcore.
Daniel, what about you?
So this was not a hard choice. When you said most surprising, I was like, yep, I went ahead and grabbed it. And that is a dark song from 2016. fascinating occult movie. It is a very low budget film about two people in one location. It is a woman who has hired an occultist to do a magical ritual for her that will summon her guardian angel. So it's a ritual that takes about a year, something like that. And they have to lock themselves in this one house, build a protective circle around the house, and just do these ritual exercises over and over and over again in order to break through spiritually so that she can connect with an angel and maybe get revenge for the death of her son. And it is absolutely fascinating. It's not entirely based in any existing ritual, but it's very much based on one. So there is a bit of historical stuff to it that's so interesting. But the reason it was so surprising to me is the whole time I'm watching it thinking, okay, we're leading up to summoning an angel, summoning a spiritual entity. And this is a low budget movie with two people in one location. Like there's just no way it's going to live up to that it's going to look that good. And when we get to the end, it completely lives up to it. I was like gobsmacked by what I saw on screen and how they pulled it off with limited resources. So it just had an incredible ending, not even just visually, but also just very emotionally powerful. So it's just a very interesting occult film, but it's a very emotional human story that is very kind of almost, I don't know, grueling and uplifting at the same time. But
Are there boobs in it?
No boobs. Wait,
I'm out.
There's boobs.
There might be in the
actually.
very beginning.
I think
I'm
there
just
is.
kidding.
actually.
I'm just kidding.
Sign Christian up on that one. Christian, what about you?
Explain the rules to me like I'm 4.
So yeah, it is basically a movie from 2010 on. What modern horror movie that just surprised you, and the movie that just was so damn memorable that you wanted everyone to know about? Like,
Okay, cool. I don't know. I don't know if this is like kind of underground. Probably not. I'm sure most of the people here have seen it, but like in 2014, 15, 16, Netflix was actually really awesome. And I watched this movie called The Void from 2016.
dude.
I
that's
loved
gonna
it.
be on my thing.
And here's my Blu-ray. But yeah, it was great. I loved it. It was like The Thing and like some kind of like cult movie combined. I loved it. And then it turned into Hellraiser a little bit. So it was a great movie. And I kind of wish like Second Sight would do that. It's got their name written all over it for me, like if they did it. But I own it nonetheless. But yeah, I love that movie a lot. I love that there's no sequel. It's just The Void. That's it. Boom. So that's probably like one of my favorites that were like a big surprise.
Yeah, no,
all practical effects, right? Too.
Probably
It's
so.
like all
Like
practical.
I'd say probably
I think.
90% of the movie. Yeah.
yeah.
The shit.
There's a cosmic sci-fi horror fantastic movie that's like a Dante's Inferno type, just layer after layer after layer in the damn hospital.
The never-ending hospital basement that just gets worse as we go
So
along.
good, dude.
The baby that's born. Oh my god, that's awful.
Mhm.
I love that movie so much. I could watch that every day.
Same.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's the one that I love to
Top
show
that,
friends.
Frank.
You son of a bitch.
Frank's like, so there's this clown.
Yeah, I hate fucking
There's
clowns.
this
Clown.
There are a couple clown ones, good clown ones you could talk about though.
Oh man. So for me, since I'm getting pretty hyped up for February, for found footage February, the movie that I just speak to the rooftop is Troll Hunter.
Come on, Frankie.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, Frankie.
Yeah, come on.
Troll Hunter is so damn good, man. I just made my buddy John from Let's Talk Entertainment watch the damn movie. I am very passionate about this one. This one totally surprised me because just looking at it and the name kind of just sounds kind of, dumb and whatever, but
It's not.
yeah, this movie is anything but that. And
It's a
even
classic.
it's just like the cinematography, even like for this like low budget type of movie, but the visuals, because what it is basically these people are trying to get, what is it? They're trying to
get a troll,
this,
right?
No, not the troll, man. They're trying to get some bears. And what ends up happening is like, yeah, they meet this hunter who they thought was trying to get the grizzly bears, but he's actually trying to get some trolls. And the variation of trolls in this movie is very creative.
That was
And
my
the sound
favorite part.
design is really good in this movie as well, which really surprised me. So
Right.
I love
Yeah.
that you have the varying sizes of trolls too, where it's like you have the one that's literally under the bridge, and then you have the giant ones and stuff that are like mountains.
Yeah.
It's like it's so good, and yeah, the
Mhm.
visual effects just like still stand up today. Like it still looks really good.
yeah, this is a 2011
Mhm.
film. So
Barely made the cut.
yeah, exactly. I was sweating. So next is I want your 5 best recommendations, guys. The deep cut ones, man. So
Well, not 5 in a row.
Jesus.
We're going around, right?
no, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course, man. Yeah.
Hold
You
on.
know how to do it.
All right.
So I want 5 movies. We're gonna, of course, 5 to 1. Gonna do the same circle. So there we go.
All right.
Garrett, I'm gonna start off with you, buddy.
All right. Well, I'm going to piggyback off some stuff that you just said. You were just talking about what? 2013, I think you said? Is that what you said?
Mine was 2011.
Oh, 2011. I'm going to go to 2014. You said they were hunting for bears, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring to the table 2014 about a couple who went into the woods.
Yes.
Ooh.
Backcountry.
Oh,
baby.
Backcountry.
Love
Yeah,
it.
that's a great
Oh,
one.
baby.
Get
And
it.
man, this actually, to be honest, this impressed the shit out of me when I saw this. I had no thoughts that this was going to be as good as it was. And the reason I bought this was at the time I was collecting everything Scream Factory. So of course I had to buy everything. This is actually an IFC. No, is this Scream Factory and was there a collab? I'm not sure. Maybe
I think it was
Yeah,
IFC.
it's with
IFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This rocks, man. Like this scene with the bear attacking them is like nothing I've really ever seen before. This thing is a movie that I think everybody needs to check out. And it's, you know, the scenery's great and stuff like that. You got the dude from Texas Chainsaw, like the remake and stuff in here. And so definitely, I think it's one that not many people ever really bring up, but it's so good, man. And you got the effects and the practical effects and stuff in this are killer. So I highly recommend Backcountry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that movie just I'm terrified of bears as is. Like I don't think there's a scarier living creature on this planet than a bear. And that movie really does it for me. That's one I can't watch in the dark. I'll be looking out my windows like they're fucking coming for me. I live in a suburb, but they're coming.
My take is like the second act when they're just like lost in the woods is so anxiety.
Oh,
inducing
It's
to
worse.
me.
It's-
That is like the scariest part.
I always think about when you see his leg get ripped, like clawed, and just how real it looks. It's like, no, all the tendons and stuff. No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm good on that one.
Dylan, you got to do 5 most disturbing bear movies.
Yeah,
Number
yeah, I'll
one,
do it.
Great Outdoors.
I'll do it. I've already talked about that movie in a list previously. That would probably be my number 1. I don't know. The Edge. I hate when the
The
bears
Edge,
coming.
dude.
It's raining, and it's like he's just they're like, oh, you're putting blood up on the trees. Like that's gonna attract, and the bear's just there. It's like, no, I'm good, man. I don't need to see that shit ever in my life. Like, nope. I don't go outside very much. Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, Dylan, what about you?
All right, I'm going with a 2020 pick. Definitely one of the biggest surprises. I don't know if it's the deepest cut in the world, but it's one that I got to talk about just because I love the story behind it. But I also think this movie is phenomenal when it comes to paranormal stuff and how they handled it. Because I'm not the biggest supernatural horror fan. It takes a lot to get me there. I think like the Paranormal Activity, Conjuring films kind of, took me out of that realm for a while. This one started to bring me back, and that is The Night House from David Bruckner.
So good.
Absolutely adore this movie. I think that it is both like an emotionally resonant, a very deep
That's gonna
film
be
with a
on
lot
there.
to
Yeah.
say. But it's also just, again, a very beautifully shot, creepy film that for the most part, you kind of think it's going one way, where it's a very grounded, very serious kind of story. And then just out of nowhere, it's just like, yeah, we're now just going to like shoot this up into a supernatural paranormal type thing. And you're just going to have to sit with it and deal with it. And I think one of the coolest bits about this was the writers, Ben Collins and Luke Petrowski. They did end up going on with David Bruckner to write the new Hellraiser movie, but this was originally pitched as a Hellraiser movie. This was pitched as a
Oh,
remake.
what?
Yep, this was pitched as a remake, and they could not get it made, so they retooled some things and they made it their own film,
Freaking knowledge
only for them
bomb.
to
What the hell?
get the opportunity to make a Hellraiser movie. The next film they did, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. Hell yeah. Josh, what about you?
Man, I'm gonna go with, I think is this 2016? I feel like I just bought this film like not that long ago, but this is We Are the Flesh from, is it Joe? I can't pronounce his last name.
Vegas?
No, it's like
it's a Mexican film, I think.
Jodorowsky. It's a Mexican film, and it's post-apocalyptic. It's got a little Hellraiser to it. Like once these vagrants are kind of like trying to find a place, and this guy is very perverted, almost like a Mexican Salo in a way. Just totally blew my hair back when I watched it, but not that bad. There's no shit eating, but there is some sister loving in there, and it gets pretty graphic for sure. But
Cool.
there's some great kills, some great effects. It's kind of just like a drug fueled rampage. So We Are the Flesh. Yeah.
I remember when
Actually,
that movie came out and a lot of people were talking about it. And every time I heard about it, I thought, I will never watch that movie.
It's so good. It's so good. If you can get through the sister stuff, it's pretty good. It's actually by Minter too. I said it wrong. Emiliano Roca Minta. So
There you go.
No slip.
no slip. I know, man.
Damn. Dare you.
It was all over Bloody Disgusting forever when it came out. Everybody talked about it. It was like the most perverted film, and I mean it kind of is, but no
Give me
slip.
that. Sold.
Daniel.
Okay, I got a DVD, fellas. A DVD.
Mm.
The Devil's
Jesus.
Candy from
Oh, hell yeah.
2017. So here's what
Perfect
really
soundtrack.
stood out to me about this movie when I first saw it. Now, one thing that drove me crazy about the early to mid 2010s in terms of theatrical studio horror movies is I felt like almost all of them were about clean-cut suburban families, and they got a haunted house, and I thought it was so boring, and I was sick of it. And then I saw The Devil's Candy, and it's about a family again, but they're metalheads. They're artists. I thought they were so much more interesting, and it was something different. And I felt like it was such a breath of fresh air. So that like connected me to it right away. Also, somebody that had a great career resurgence in indie horror in the 2010s is Ethan Embry. And I love Ethan Embry in indie horror and in Can't Hardly Wait, of course. And he's so good in this. So it's a good satanic horror movie. It's a good serial killer horror movie, but it's like a fun, pleasant, feel-good horror movie too, because you like the characters so much. Like I showed this to my wife and she loved it because she loved the characters. So like it's a nice movie, but it's also really fun. And it's directed by the guy that made The Loved Ones, which is probably more of
Oh,
a
that's a
classic,
good
but
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like this one better though. This one's my preferred.
Nice.
That's such
Nice.
a toss up, Daniel, for me, honestly, dude. I
Yeah,
love
they're
both those
really
movies
good.
so much. Like,
Yeah.
Christian.
I think I'm gonna go. I actually thought Garrett was gonna say this. It's about a couple found footage movie. They go into the woods and they're looking for Bigfoot, and it was Willow's Creek.
damn you.
Mm.
Took one of
And
mine.
what I love about it, spoiler alert, is instead of finding Bigfoot, they find a naked grandma, naked at night in the woods. Best ending ever. It's
Dude, you
found
just
footage.
put out a
I love
video
it.
on Creepy
spoiled
Grandma.
It's the neck of grandma.
I love Willow Creek. It's
It's
just
so
a fun little found footage movie. Nothing special, but just like if you're into found footage, it's great. And it's
Hate
from
bears.
2013.
Love Bigfoot, so I agree with you, Christian. This stuff's awesome. I love the subtlety of it.
Mhm.
Just the lore when they're driving around. You have a great time kind of like
Yes.
checking things out.
Yes.
Awesome.
Frogman did a good job at that too, all that lore stuff. So
Mm,
Oh,
mm.
Yeah.
I love Frogman.
Yeah, that ending. That's a great ending.
Oh, I
Oh
know.
man.
I'm trying to get in part 2. I've talked to the guy who makes them. He said if you can get here at this period, I'll put you in the cult.
That is
Hell
funny.
yeah.
What?
I gotta
that's
I gotta be a Frogman too.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna
So
try.
cool. That'd be awesome. Heck yeah. My pick, and I actually just talked about it with my buddy Josh. We talked about it last night, and it's just a weird drama freaking movie, man. And that's Possum. from 2018. It's a UK movie. It's got Sean Harris, who just plays this traumatized character, man. He's a puppeteer and just this mysterious like bag, like what the hell's in the bag, instead of what's in the box, what's in the bag.
What's in the
And
bag?
yeah, man, and the visuals is just like it's
Disturbing.
so
I love that movie.
Yeah, dude.
it is
It's-
so good, man. Like the stages of what this character goes through, the story that he tells his was it stepfather, I want to say, who is Olin Armstrong. It is pretty, I mean, it's pretty traumatizing, like how he explains it, what happens, and then what's jeez, man, the imagery to this film with that character, the spider legs, or I think it's like for me it's like king crab legs,
Mhm.
and like in the head, the pale head that looks basically like the character Sean Harris. Anyway, man, I had to tell Josh about it, man. I was like, dude, what the hell, this movie's a trip, but I love it.
It's
But
weird,
so
man. It's
fucking
super weird.
man. Yeah, I
It's
love
weird. I love it.
yeah. Garrett.
What's funny is that that's the first movie we've said so far. I've never seen this thing.
It's
Oh,
good.
Awesome. It's on
Awesome.
Shudder.
Yeah.
You like it?
Interesting.
You said
I
it's
just looked
called
it up really
Possum?
quick. There's a DVD out. No,
Mhm.
no HD for this thing yet.
Possum? I
Yeah.
don't know.
It looked like there was an overseas one, but yeah, I've never even heard of it. So that's
Yeah.
I wrote that one right down.
Check it out.
Heck yeah, Frank, love it.
Nice.
All right, so we're gonna go to 2010. So I'm just making the cutoff with this one, and this was weird because when this came out, it was kind of confusing to me because this came out right around House of the Devil, and House of the Devil was kind of like the big one that everybody knew. And when I watched this, I kind of almost felt like, oh wow, like this would have been a cooler title for House of the Devil. And it was a movie called Babysitter Wanted. It came out in 2010, and it's a very similar concept as House of the Devil. This girl sees this ad for a babysitter. She goes to this house. She needs the money, and there's this little kid that the family wants her to watch. And they leave, and a lot of shit just like hell kind of breaks loose. And she finds out something about this little kid. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah. So he's not all he's cracked up to be. Very similar as House of the Devil, and it came out relatively around the same time. So just one that kind of got buried, I think, because of something like House of the Devil was just so over at the time. But I think it's one that you guys should check out. I don't know where it's available. This is an old, like even this Blu-ray is like big screen entertainment, like Filmworks. Like it's not a real big company or anything like that, but it's called Babysitter Wanted from 2010. And there's a couple other ones out I think called that. So you got to find the one from 2010.
Nice.
It's got Bill Moseley in it, just so you
Oh, okay.
you guys know. Yeah.
Ooh. I haven't heard of that one, so I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is fucking awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Dylan.
All right. This one, another one I'm gonna say before someone takes it is just because I feel like this is gonna pop up on at least maybe Daniel's, but I'm gonna go with 2014 again with Late Phases. Definitely one of my favorite.
God damn you.
Absolutely love this werewolf movie. Like, this was one that was oddly enough, like I would watch like anything werewolves, but I think it was just the cover of it. It just looked like a regular wolf, like on the cover in the red and stuff on Netflix when it was streaming. And I just remember scrolling past it like a ton, like just being like, nah, I need like a bipedal monster looking werewolf thing. Boy, howdy was I wrong, because there's a lot of them and they look great. And I just
Thank
love
you.
the
Some
setup.
people bash the werewolves in that.
No, I think
I like
they
them.
are odd. They look odd.
They look
It's
cool.
kind of like not to take another pick, but like Howl, how those werewolves aren't traditional werewolves, but I think they look good. These ones, same thing, where it's just like I love the setup of him being a veteran who's just blind. He's got his dog. He's moving into this retirement community, and man, I gotta say, this has definitely in my top 5 werewolf transformations from I won't say who's in case people haven't seen it, but there's a transformation in here that's pretty exciting, and it's all practical, which is awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
more
another
practical,
Ethan
the
Embry
better.
movie too.
Yes,
I was just gonna say another Ethan Embry movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I felt like when I was like first really getting into indie horror, that was like one of the big titles everyone was talking about, and I watched, and it was one of the ones that sent me on that path. So yeah, it's a special movie.
Nice.
Babysitter Wanted on Tubi. Nice. I'll check it out.
There you go. Tubi's the best, man. I love
Seriously.
Shudder, but seriously, Tubi's like the shit. So, Josh.
Yeah, especially for B movie fans, Tubi rocks, dude. So yeah, I was talking to Frank yesterday about Possum. It seems like these movies came out pretty similar. And that's 2019's Jordan Graham's Sator, which is kind of like half found footage, kind of. I don't know, man. It's super unique the way it's filmed. Anytime there's like old women or old ladies, especially like losing their mind, it freaks me out. And this has got the footage of his mom kind of going through where she thinks she's possessed by this demon in the woods, kind of like The Ritual a little bit. It's got a lot of different vibes, but this movie creeps me out. And it's got a killer soundtrack, the black and white, the stuff in the forest, all that stuff where they're summoning the. I don't know if you've seen it, but Sator, I think I like it more than Possum, so that's why I gave you Possum.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. No, I haven't checked that movie out either. I've heard of it. I just haven't seen it. So nice. Daniel.
Okay, so this is not the best movie of 2010's indie horror, but it's like the representative one for me, and it's Beyond the Gates. It is directed by Jackson Stewart, who's I don't think he's ever made another movie, which is such a shame. But the stars, it's like the Avengers of 2010's indie horror because it is Graham Skipper, Brea Grant, Chase Williamson, and Barbara Crampton. It's just all stars, so it's everybody you want to see. And it's a very much an 80s nostalgia movie. It's about a couple of guys whose dad passed away. They go to his old video store that he owned. They're trying to clean it out. So it's got a lot of VHS nostalgia. It's all about kind of a haunted VHS board game. But it's awesome. It's not worthless nostalgia. It's about, dealing with the past, and it's about these guys kind of mending their relationship and their memories of their father. So it's another one. It's a really good human story. But it's also just a big old homage to Lucio Fulci's Gates of Hell trilogy. So there's a lot of like Beyond references and low budget, but super fun. And it's like one of the most like cozy, comfy movies for me. I watch it all the time and it just makes me so happy. So yeah, Beyond the Gates.
Nice.
So another person that had a resurgence around that time was Crampton. She was going everything again around then. Yeah.
Oh, she still is, dude. And she's still.
Oh yeah, she's killing it now. But around then, it's like she started that comeback around that time. Yeah.
The best part about that movie though is the song that plays on the menu screen when you put it in. It's intoxicating. You'll just sit there and let it play. It's so catchy. But respectfully, the lead actor in that movie, I can act better in my sleep. I'm just being honest. I love that movie. I love that movie too. But that guy couldn't act his way out of a paper bag.
I don't know. I've seen him in so many movies now. Like I'm always happy to see Graham Stewart. I've also heard him on a lot of podcasts.
Oh, I wish him health and happiness.
I like him.
Christian, what about you?
I'm gonna stick with found footage. Gonjiam, the Haunted Asylum. I don't know if that's Korean or Japanese.
It's Korean.
I'm sorry, but I love that movie. I was looking up like just one night, like on Reddit, like creepy movies, and Possum popped up and Gonjiam, the Haunted Asylum, and so I got both of those movies that night, and I love both those movies. I would have said Possum too, but Gonjiam, I loved it. That was a good found footage movie. And you would think maybe with a dub it would be a little bit like not annoying, but just like, you're trying to get lost in the realism because it's supposed to be found footage, but it wasn't bad at all. And I really like it. In terms of like, I'd say that's their Grave Encounters type movie.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I recommend Gonjiam big time.
Yeah, the second half, boy, that's freaking crazy fun, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Did you say that was Korean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I think like Korea and Australia, they just understand horror in like a very different way than I think all of us do. Because like I love so many Korean and Australian horror films. Like it's wild.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Oh, Cody, What's going on, man?
What up, Cody?
Thank you so much for the $5 super chat or whatever it's called. Man, I don't know what these damn things are called, but thank you, Cody, so much. Follow his channel, dude. He put up a great 90s was it soundtrack song, dude. It's so damn good, man. So check it out. His 90s month, very good. Cody, you the man. My pick is going to be Last Shift.
Oh hell yeah,
man.
Classic.
So good.
Yeah,
man.
so for me, because I was prepping up for this damn live stream, and I partially saw this movie on streaming, and then like I stopped it, and so then I can like finish the rest on physical, because I literally like I bought it like during the damn thing, and I was like, oh my god, I got to finish it when I get home or when I physically have it, because this movie, holy shit, man. It just like the first half is so damn creepy and just a mind fuck, psychological type of thing, and then all of a sudden it just like goes out there, man. In the second half, this cult type thing, and man, I'm not gonna spoil too much, but it is such a great movie that if I think it's definitely a very unknown type of film. At least not as popular, because again, for me, I actually had to dig about this, because I wanted to like look up films that I just really had no idea what the hell they were, and this one is a damn surprise for me. This is one of the best blind watches that like oh man, so good. So anyway,
Where do we stand on Malum?
I was literally about to say, all right, who's got?
I like Malum, but I still prefer Last Shift.
I haven't seen Malum.
Last Shift is
I need to
better.
see it.
See, that was the era of Netflix. Like when I first got Netflix, I pulled it up on my damn Nintendo Wii when they had the interface on there. I would go to the horror section and I would see Shrooms, Last Shift, Amusement, Rumpelstiltskin. Like it was the best like B horror. I don't want to call that a B horror movie really, but you get what I'm saying. Like that direct to video style. I got such an education during that time, and like I remember Last Shift, the artwork just. It grabs your attention when you see it. I love that movie.
Do you guys remember when you wanted to get the Netflix app on your device on your Wii? They had to send you a disc.
The disc, I still got it. I still got
awesome. I would love to see that
I didn't know
again.
that.
They had to mail you a disc to get the app on there. It was great.
Dude, I loved. I used my Wii for Netflix for a good number of years.
Yeah,
you know,
the Wii was sick. It was good. It had a backwards compatibility with the GameCube.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Always good.
Garrett.
All right, this one's, I don't know. Part of me feels like maybe this one's a little bit more well known. Maybe this one is, not everybody's cup of tea. But this is another one that kind of surprised me when it came out. I wasn't really sure what to expect with it, but I had a lot of fun with this. I think it was a 2011 film. And the back of the Blu-ray right here says The Goonies meets Gremlins, a fantastic ride. And right then and there, I'm like, wow, like this is right up my alley. And this is a sci-fi horror comedy called Attack the Block.
Oh hell yeah!
This is insane. It's basically like a British movie, and it's got these gang members like in that attack this girl, but then they find like aliens basically, and they end up just like fighting these like crazy looking like furry looking aliens. There's like samurai swords involved. I mean, this thing is killer if anybody has not seen it, but I know this was pretty hyped when it came out for a little while, maybe more along like the in chat groups and stuff like that back in the day, maybe in like message boards, but I don't know, has everybody seen that on this panel?
I have not.
What's on the block?
I think you really like it, Christian.
Yeah, it's solid.
I think the dudes who did Shaun of the Dead were involved here somewhere. Okay.
I think they produced
Oh yeah,
it.
Nick Frost is in it.
Yeah.
I lose you on that one, Christian.
I'm not a big Shaun of the Dead guy. I like Hot Fuzz.
What?
Hot
I
Fuzz
like
is
Hot
great.
Fuzz.
That's wild.
What's the one that Nick Frost is in now? It's on Shudder. It just came out.
Alex just reviewed it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
That's actually pretty good.
Is it No Exit, No Escape, or something like that?
I don't know, man.
It's got like the same title as another movie. But he was also in The Black Cab, which was okay. That's fine.
I feel like this isn't as like, I don't know, for some reason I don't remember this being as comedic as Shaun of the Dead was.
No, it's not.
So So it's not like that same kind of comedy, but I mean, there's some comedy elements to it. But it's a pretty cool movie, man. It's different, you know. It's
I think
aliens
that's,
versus like these teenage gang members, basically.
I think that's John Boyega's first movie too.
Yeah, it's where he popped before Star Wars.
That's where they found him. At
Yeah,
least
that's
I know
right.
that.
That's
'Cause
right. Yep.
I think J.J. Abrams. I remember him being in an interview saying that he loved that movie, so he cast him because of that.
What did he do in Star Wars? Who is that guy?
He was the newer one.
He's the
what was his name?
stormtrooper who leaves being a stormtrooper, and
The one that they
he's
never
like the
fulfilled
actor
his
who
arc.
hates the movies more than anyone and won't stop
Wait,
talking.
was he? Wait up, he was the black guy in the Star Wars
Yeah.
movies. That
Yeah.
was. Like, you guys can say that. I mean, it's.
Dan.
I mean, it's like there's so many people in these damn movies. It's not racist. I mean, he was a black guy. That would help me out.
Oh my!
He was the guy with the best setup of any of the characters that they did nothing with.
Oh, I agree. I liked him a lot in the movie. I saw him all but once, but I'm very, very casual. I don't watch the Star Wars movies that much.
I get very sad about it.
Dylan.
All right. Okay. I was going back and forth because I did honestly do more than 10, and then I stole Luke's list because he couldn't be here. So I have a lot to pick from. But this one I have to because I don't think anybody else is going to mention it. So we're going to go with 2010's The Reef, which is
It's on the list.
probably
Yeah.
one of the scariest, if not the scariest shark movie that
Yeah.
I can think of. When I actually
Man.
want to like show people a scary shark movie, just like if I think like an awesome shark movie, I think Jaws or Jaws 2. If I think like, you know, something that's fun, I think Deep Blue Sea. But if I want to show them something that's scary, it's this. Because this movie, it's kind of like that movie Open Water, if you ever saw that, but like they just amp it up because like it's a great white shark. It's these people in Australia. Their boat sinks just out of nowhere. They hit a reef, obviously, and then they're just stuck out there, and it's just them wading out in the water, getting bullied by this great white shark, and it's just horrific, man. And the same guy who did this did a movie called Black Water, and he has a really
good, dude.
interesting. He has a really interesting technique, very similar to how they did Backcountry, where they actually shoot real sharks, real crocodiles, and they end up just like superimposing them into the film, but in a very subtle, very shaky way. So they actually feel like they're brushing up against the actors and things. It's really impressive, but apparently it's extremely difficult and time consuming. So I love it.
I haven't seen
I haven't
Black
seen
Water.
it either. I added it to my list though.
I have
The
seen
Reef
Black
is
Water, but not
freaking
The Reef.
good, man.
I like
The
Black
Reef is
Water. I have seen
good.
Black Water. Yeah.
Reef's good.
It's a solid
Blackwater,
one.
they introduced the crocodiles to that river in Blackwater. It's crazy. Like in real life, it's not.
Oh, is that the one that you talked about, Josh, not too long ago? The crocodile.
Yeah, I went down these I was doing
Okay,
I was gonna do that or Rogue. Rogue is kind of like the fun one, the Greg McLean, kind of
Rogue
like the
is
Deep Blue
incredible.
Sea of. It's still really good, but Blackwater's pretty realistic.
Unfortunately,
As
it
far
was
as what
2000. That's 2007, or I would be talking about that right now because I love that movie.
Same.
Mm.
Yeah, dude.
Josh.
I was going back and forth. Someone's gonna probably take it. One that I always recommend. When did this shit come out? God, it was on Netflix back in the golden era, like everyone's been talking about. Just the picture of the woman alone just used to freak me out. The Taking of Deborah Logan.
There we go. Yeah.
I probably watch it 3 times a year just for a little jump, I guess.
Amen, dude. It's
Not much gets me anymore, but Deborah Logan, the switchboard stuff. I mean, everyone remembers the snake, but just like the neighbor and their interactions, the family, the idea of Alzheimer's, it's. I mean,
You know what the best part?
and
of
then
the
it was
movie is?
lost on physical media forever. Hit me.
Remember that part where the guy's got the camera and he's going like down the hallway and she's sitting on the bed and they got the skinny little mirror against the wall and he points the camera at the mirror and finally she makes contact with the camera. The look she gives, I get goosebumps thinking
Yeah,
about it.
dude.
It was so good.
Oh, she is wicked.
Yeah,
It's got a lot of body horror too, man.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I actually did a video about that today, and I was trying to make a thumbnail real quick because I forgot to do it. And as I was going on the internet, there was apparently like this really cool Blu-ray for some like horror thing that came out, and I was like, damn it, that one looks so much cool, because I got that's the MVD Blu-ray. There's like this, I think it's Horror Pack. There was like this really cool looking 10th anniversary Blu-ray that they did that was exclusive to that, and I was like, damn, I want that.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize
cool
the movie
thing
had a
Horcrux
Blu-ray
never done.
release, to be honest with you.
It was on
DVD put it out.
Yeah, I have it on DVD, but I didn't even know it had a
Dude, that movie is like one of my favorites. Like it's like the Visit came out a little bit after that and kind of did did the same thing, but
The
this
Sundowners stuff.
but to me this is like the horror fanatics version. You
Well,
know?
The Visit is
100%.
just crazy old people, and Deborah Logan is a possession movie.
Right. But just the moments before even all that to me are just when she's getting her fingers clean and that look she gives. It's like that woman. The special features that talk about that woman. She was a soap opera actress for years and years and years. So her chops were just like undeniably good. That woman was a pro, and she was like in her early 60s when she made that. Now she's in her 70s, but like I don't know, because she's really thin, like she just looked satanic.
Daunting,
I don't know,
yeah.
like she just looked, but yeah, amazing film. I'll shut up, but I will sing the praises of Deborah Logan for years.
No. I think I think it's one of the best found footage horror films. But just the topic itself, you know, Alzheimer's,
Yeah.
like that is
And
that
they
affects so many people and in different ways. So it's very a relatable topic. And then of course they add in the creep fucking old lady factor.
Well, the first half hour they play
my
it. They play it
goodness,
so straight.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, dude.
That was
I love
my
it.
favorite part about it, is like it again is just one of those movies that you think is going to be non-supernatural, and then as it goes along it's like, oh, we're doing more weird shit, and then suddenly she's got a woman's head in her mouth and you're like, okay, all right, that's something. That
Part of that
image,
movie.
I remember I
part of the
saw
movie-
that.
Sorry.
Oh,
go
good.
ahead.
I saw that on like I think like just a random meme, or somebody posted that, and I had to try so hard for like a week to try to figure out what that movie was, because like I was just searching that image. I kept like image searching it, and then finally I found The Taking of Deborah Logan, and I'm like, I gotta watch this movie right now.
Great pick, dude.
Yeah. Daniel.
Oh, it's my turn. Yeah, it is. I lost track. Okay, so I'm actually going to dip into the 2020s now, and this is one of my top favorite Shudder movies, and that is A Wounded Fawn.
Oh, so
I watched
good.
this.
Had that on.
Yeah. I watched this on Shudder and was like blown away by it. It was so much better than I expected. But I remember thinking, like, there's a lot of nighttime scenes. And the thing about Shudder's great. They have the worst streaming quality of any streaming service by far. So like the blacks are so splotchy. And I remember thinking, like, man, I wish I could watch this on Blu-ray. And for years, this was one of the top movies I would answer when people would ask me, like, what movies do you want on Blu-ray? And it got released by Vinegar Syndrome in their Shudder line. And I think it sold out day one.
Yeah, it did really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I bought it immediately. It looks gorgeous on this thing. But it's basically like, at the base, it's a serial killer film, and it sets up this guy who's like works in the high-end art world, and he kills a woman at the beginning. He's actually played by Josh Rubin, director of Hard Eyes, that's about to come out. But he seems to be influenced by some kind of spiritual entity that looks like a red owl. And then it cuts forward. He's dating a woman. He's taking her to his secluded cabin for the weekend, and the movie kind of goes from there. But like, it's a serial killer movie, but it's much more than that. It goes to some really bizarre places that some people don't like. They just want it to be simple, but it's not simple. And the booklet in here is awesome. It really points to like a lot of the back information about why it is what it is. But anyway, such a good movie. I absolutely love it. Just rewatched it.
Can I not buy that anymore? Or is that out of print, or is it just a slip that's out of print?
I
think the whole
it's all
thing's out of
gone.
print.
Yeah.
What?
Sad.
Yeah,
I
think
know,
it's
it
all-
sucks.
But Shutters are also going to be re-releasing a lot of stuff with somebody they just partnered with, and I think they
Arrow.
It was
Yeah.
UK though. Is that now UK?
Question for you, physical media boys who are in the know. Like, is the Vinegar Syndrome thing done, or are they partnering with two people?
That I don't
know.
know. That I don't.
Multiple people. I believe it's multiple people.
They were
Okay.
doing
No, I hope
RLJ Entertainment for the longest time.
Yeah.
Like that's where
Are they done with that? Because this
Maybe
Vinegar
so.
Syndrome thing just seems like a thing for the weirdos like us. Like, they're not, like, normal people aren't buying these. They sell out immediately. So I hope
Yeah,
the
I
RLG
always-
thing will still go for the more mainstream ones.
I got the most recent Adams Family one from them. Was it the I keep wanting to say The Devil all the time. That's a different movie. What's it? Oh, Where the Devil
Hellbender?
Roams. Where the Devil
Oh, yeah.
Roams. Yeah, I got that when they were doing that line, and I thought it's a beautiful Blu-ray.
Cool.
Christian.
I'm gonna stick to my Netflix roots of back in the day. It was a movie. I had to look it up. I had to look the movie up because I couldn't remember the name. I just remembered Jeffrey Combs and Macaulay Culkin's dad sitting at a dinner table where they had to like kill each other. It's called Would You Rather.
Yeah.
Great
Macaulay
movie.
Culkin's dad is in a movie.
Yeah. Well, not. I'm
Bizarre.
sorry. Kevin McAllister's dad, John Hurd. Yeah, it's called. Would You?
okay.
I'm
I
sorry.
was like, I didn't think he was an actor.
Yeah, it's called Would You Rather. It came out in like
Yeah.
I think it was sometime in the early 2010s, but it was pretty good. Just one of those things where the poster looked pretty good, and I didn't look anything up about it. I just clicked it, and I was like, oh look who it is. It's Herbert West, and then it was pretty good. I liked it a lot. I gotta watch it again. Honestly, it's been a long time, but it looks like it was an IFC movie. So
That's a Britney
something.
Snow movie too.
Yeah, it's a cool movie.
good.
It's
Yeah.
funny because I think there was a couple of movies around that time that were like a similar concept. I feel like around that same era. I'm trying to think of the other ones, but yeah, that's a great one, dude.
You remember that razor blades the eyeball? I mean,
Yeah, that's a poster too.
yeah.
My pick is going to be Caveat.
You bastard.
Ooh.
Never seen
This
that.
is the same director as Oddity. This was, I believe, his first film. And I saw this on Shudder, and holy cow, this is so great. It's about a guy who just needs a job and just house sits or babysits the landlord's home. And the mofo is chained up. Has a vest. He's chained up. He can't go, of course, to certain rooms and everything, but it is phenomenal, man. And I just love me some weird ass, I don't know, stuffies. And this is what it is, man. It's a bunny, and you actually see it in Oddity. It's like a short little glimpse, and so
In the store. right?
anyway. Yeah, and the ending, I love the ending to this damn film. It's so damn good. Very eerie and supernatural-ish type of movie, but freaking amazing, man. So that is my pick.
I won't spoil it, but there's a shot in that movie that absolutely made my blood run cold. And I think everybody knows it if they've seen it. I'll just say he's crawling, and you see something,
yeah!
and it's just like,
Yep.
no, fuck
Yep.
that. Turn that off, dude.
Don't
No.
see the
Whole bunch
trailer,
of notes.
guy. Go
Yeah,
in
don't
blind,
watch
man.
that.
Don't watch
because-
the trailer.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what I fucking hate, man.
Just go
So-
in blind. I
Yeah.
just watched what's that new one that's coming out? I keep wanting to call it Companion. I
Yeah,
just saw that.
I heard
just
about
saw-
the second trailer.
Don't do it. If you haven't
Yeah.
seen the second trailer, don't fucking do it. Because I'm telling you, I went in blind as hell on that movie, and it was really worth it.
I want to see it so bad. Oh man, I love those type of movies like Flesh and like romantic fucking horror type of weird ass movies. Sorry guys. Yeah, Garrett.
Well, I just pre-ordered Possum and Caveat, so thank you for that.
There you
Frank.
go. There you go.
Perfect.
All right, this is like a 2014, 2015 movie. This every time this guy's in a movie, Michael Shannon. Every time he's in a movie, I want to check
Love
it
him.
out.
Love him.
I think
Ooh,
he's
I know what
fantastic.
Mhm.
This movie's called The Harvest, and
Mm.
I'm not sure if anybody has seen this one. It's pretty damn
Yep.
cool. It's
Mhm.
basically about a girl, a little kid who she just moved into town and finds this other little kid who's like very sick. And Michael Shannon's the father of this kid, and come to find out that the kid's almost being kept sick by his parents. And it really gets really wild as you start to kind of learn the story on why they're doing this to him and all this stuff. And pretty cool movie. It's another IFC joint. So The Harvest with Michael Shannon. I highly recommend you guys checking that out from like the 2014, 2015-ish.
Yeah, that's a
Man,
good
you-
one. I can back that up.
You have
What
literally
subgenre
really
is
good.
that?
What's up?
Like what
Like
subgenre
mystery
is that?
horror.
I would say like a horror, like a thriller horror.
Yeah, thriller,
movie.
psychological kind of
Yeah.
thing. a little bit.
Psychological. Yeah.
every single movie you mentioned so far, Garrett. I have not fucking seen. So thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Garrett's the
I
real
like
deal.
doing this.
He knows this
I
stuff.
like doing this.
Dylan.
Okay. I have to go with one. It's got 2 titles. I don't know why they changed the titles. Kind of like what they did with the Curse, with changing it from 8 for silver. But this is a 2013 found footage film that I just recently watched due to my buddy Evan. He has been badgering me to watch it for a long time, from Rockland Graves. I guess the American title is called The Final Prayer, but I know it as The Borderlands.
I watched that because of Frank, because Frank hyped it up big.
Yeah. This movie's fucking awesome. Definitely one of the biggest like mind fucks of a found footage movie that I've seen in a long time. It's like a religious horror film that's found footage, and it's about these guys that are coming together. They're like priests and things like that, and I don't want to spoil too much of it, but I just promise you that the ending of this movie, when you piece together what's happening,
Top tier.
the sound design, everything that they do, it is like the biggest and brightest idea I've ever had for like a cosmic kind of horror religious thing that I'm just like, oh, this is fucking terrifying, and I love everything about it.
Yeah. Talk dirty, Dylan. Hell yeah, man. I
Great characters
freaking
in that
love
movie,
that,
too.
man. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh, man. Yeah, exactly. I love movies that you think it's one thing and it's fucking not, and it just blows you out of the mind. I mean, just like, what the hell? That's what Borderlands did. And I personally wouldn't have seen it if it wasn't for Second Sight. So
I actually just got that. I went to a used media store near me, and I actually just picked up that Blu-ray, so I was super happy to find it. Mhm.
hell yeah.
Cost me a pretty penny, but you know, worth the $40 after watching it. I was like, oh hell yeah,
hell
this
yeah.
is amazing.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Josh.
Yeah, that movie tripped me out. That's another killer found footage, man. Damn. So this is from, when did this come out? This one had another one of those like scrolls on Shutter that just the cover looked like it was going to be so stupid. And I watched it on kind of like a lazy Sunday. I might have had a beer or two. I don't remember. Shutter original, and now he's getting a lot of praise with When Evil Lurks. But for me, man, Terrified from Demian Wagner
Son of a bitch.
was
He took the
so freaking good, man. And this is a copy that I bought. It's from McKinley Memorial Library, and they sold this to me on eBay. And it looked like I had a slip and everything, so don't mock me too bad, or go ahead. But this movie's a 10. The dubbing, none of it. If you haven't watched foreign flicks, like,
What's it about? You did a video on
What's
it,
it about?
I believe. Yeah, but
oh yeah. So have you seen it?
no, but you know, in case others haven't seen it too.
Yeah. So it's basically, it takes place in Argentina, and there's like this block where these supernatural occurrences are happening, and they seem to be happening like with all of the neighbors, and so it's almost got a little bit of like cop mystery drama to it, procedural, where they're trying to figure it out, detective work, and there's some scenes where there's like these demons under the bed, there's things in the shower that it's just the way that it keeps like ramping up with the violence, and it's just visceral.
I'll say is
I don't want to spoil it, but
there's a scene involving a little boy that's
I didn't. Yeah,
haunting. It's
That was
haunting.
the first movie I watched on Shutter.
the cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've seen that image on like Twitter and stuff like
Mhm.
Yeah, he's like,
that.
Yeah, that's the one.
oh my god, dude.
It's money.
It's money.
It's money, dude.
I got a fucking
money.
poster. Nice, man. Hell yeah. I got to check that movie out.
If you liked When Evil Lurks, definitely check it out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That movie's fucking brutal, man. Holy cow. Daniel.
Okay, so I think this is a relevant pick because the substance is really big right now, and you know Garrett's theming a lot of videos off of the substance, so you could totally do one on this too, which is Starry Eyes.
Oh yeah.
2015, I think 2014. So it's starring Alex Esso, who's probably the best thing about it. I think her performance in this is like astounding. Had just as a young woman who's trying to make it as an actress in Hollywood, so it's very much that kind of story, and maybe like goes down a path with a cult to try to make herself famous and successful and such like that. And it's got some really gross and weird body horror to it. It's just like a really great character study with a phenomenal lead performance with some gross out stuff. That's probably the best way to describe it. It's really, really good. Plus, there's another guy that had who was big in indie horror in this time, Pat Healy. Pat Healy is in so many of these movies. Like he's in The Innkeepers from Ty West. He is so funny in this as like, he's her manager at the sleazy restaurant that she works at. Love Pat Healy during this time period. So Starry Eyes, good stuff. If you like The Substance, I think you should check this out.
I
No
second
Blu-ray,
that.
dude. Come on.
The DVD, bro, from Family Video, which is where I worked.
Family
Fuck
video.
yeah, brother.
So I got a lot of these movies.
Oh damn!
yeah. I love it.
Shit.
That's a good
Yeah, the old family video. I miss them.
Oh,
Christian.
they were great. Me too.
I doubt anybody here likes this movie, but I'm a blue collar guy, so I got to show my boy Adam Green some love. I'm gonna stick with found
Dog.
footage. Digging Up the Morrow.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm right there with you,
That
man.
one, man.
I fucking love Adam Green. I got to
Mhm.
interview him last year. It was
yeah.
Oh,
he's a
dude.
really
Oh,
fantastic
sweet.
dude.
I need
Love
somebody
that
to
guy.
interview him now and say, why aren't you getting off your ass and making another movie? Like, make something. Last thing
We
he did
asked
was
him.
like,
We told
what
him
is? What did he say?
so it's been long enough. I'm sure I won't get in trouble in anything for him saying this, but a lot of his stuff is tied up with rights issues because he wants to continue Hatchet, but he can't do it
Now's a
because
great time for
of they just got Dark Sky was able to just start releasing the physical media stuff for him on that. So he's trying to figure out how to get that back basically to his full ownership.
Mhm.
And same with Digging Up the Marrow, because he talked about how he wants to visit that again. He wants to visit Hatchet, obviously.
Probably Holliston
And he's
too.
got
Huh?
some other stuff. Yeah. I mean, he talked about that. He talked about the little YouTube thing that he was doing for a while. He's trying, but he wants to go back to the stuff he's doing. We didn't get too much into because it was about we were interviewing him for the Hatchet collection, so we were trying to stay mostly to that. But like, yeah, he's trying. I think he'll have something soon, which is exciting.
I'll have to check you. I mean, I'm sorry, I had never heard of you guys before, but I was looking you guys up while we were doing this, and y'all's channel looks really big, so that's awesome. I'm gonna have to check out. I'll check out that interview.
It's okay. You're big time in me. I get it. I'm just a little man.
No, I'm not.
kidding,
I'm
I'm
not.
kidding, I'm
Daniel's
kidding.
big time, but
Yeah,
no, for real, that's
seriously.
awesome, dude. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys are Adam Green fan. I love because that's my. I don't know how old you are. I'm 30. I'm about to be 33 in just like a month. I'm an Adam Green era guy. I'm not a Damien Leone era guy. I'm an Adam Green guy. So all
Me
those
too, man.
movies, Frozen, Digging Up, that's my
All of them.
generation.
Frozen's so good, dude.
I love that's my stuff, man.
Frozen's another one with the wolves. Like that was something.
Dude.
Oh god, I love how they
Classic.
did that in that. But no,
Okay,
I'm
we
a
like
huge
Adam.
Hatchet guy. Adam Green's the best.
We like Adam Green. We like Joe Lynch too.
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yes,
Joe
hey,
Lynch,
Suitable
yeah.
Flesh
Oh yeah.
was
Fantastic.
fantastic.
I almost
Mhm.
brought that over. Like, it's
Brink,
so
go grab it.
trashy,
Go
but
grab
it's
it. Go
fun.
grab it. Go grab it. Daniel.
We got time.
I was just kidding. But maybe he's going. I don't know. But yes, I loved Suitable Flesh.
I loved
Mhm.
Mayhem
Oh, yeah.
also from him. I thought that was awesome with
Mayhem's
Steven
good.
Yeun.
I even
I
like
love
Wrong
Joe
Turn
Lynch.
2. It's
Mayhem
better
is
than
so
the
good.
first.
Wrong Turn 2 is the best Wrong Turn.
Yes,
number one.
dude.
It's
Wrong
better than
turn
the
Rollins,
two.
baby.
Henry
I'm so-
Rollins is the man.
Luke, my co-host Luke hates Wrong Turn 2, and I'm like, you're fucking crazy. Okay,
What?
Wrong Turn 2 is great.
That movie's great.
Thank
When I
God. I feel
started
at
it,
home
I was
now.
like, "Oh, this is garbage."
Get
And
him
then it
on the
kept
phone
going,
right
and
now.
I was like, "Oh, this is getting better and better and better." The
Get him
longer
on
it
the
goes.
phone.
Get him on the phone right now.
I just remember
Frank, send the link. I gotta cuss this some bitch out. Get him on the line.
I'll always remember, speaking of hot dog splits down the middle. I mean, when she gets chopped down with the axe, dude, like, oh hell yeah. Like that was one of those gore scenes that stuck with me as a
Hold
kid.
on, I can't remember. Is it 31 or Wrong Turn 2 where the dude's guzzling Pepto-Bismol at the gas station? It could be either one. I want to say it's Wrong
No,
Turn
it's Wrong
2.
Turn 2 because
He's guzzling Pepto. I mean, he's just shooting it back.
Yep.
I gotta
Doing
watch
his
that
best.
right now, dude. I gotta put on Wrong Turn 2.
Anytime with that.
Nice.
I think they
Oh,
all
man.
kind of dip after that one personally, but
Oh, dude, you don't beat Henry
they peaked
Rollins.
it too.
If they would have got Danzig, maybe, but you're not getting better than Henry Rollins.
Hell yeah.
All right, nice little side tangent, guys. Appreciate it.
no, that's good, man. And especially with digging up the
Marrow,
Oh, yeah,
the
but
the-
dude,
the
it's Ray
lore
Wise.
within that.
Yeah.
They can make sequels off that shit, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My pick is going to be one that I literally just watched, and it's the last in his filmography, in his short filmography, and that's Antiviral by Brandon
wow.
Cronenberg.
That's good.
Cronenberg, this man, this movie is basically freaking guys. So it's a guy who his name is Sid, I want to say, works for an agency that takes like the viruses that like celebrities like have, and they give it to people like fans who are just obsessed with these certain celebrities, and it's a really cool thing of just like what people will do to get closer to a celebrity. And so anyway, guys, I don't know, man. It's the imagery is very good. You can kind of tell, like, of course, he's a Cronenberg. So there's some great imagery to this film. But the main story of what the hell, what people will do to get closer to the ones that they're obsessed with, celebrities and stuff like that. But also this 4K from Severin Films is pretty damn good, man. It's a 3-disc set, so definitely check it out. But this is Cronenberg's first film, and it's really good. I think it's, for me personally, I think it's right behind Possessor. I really like Possessor a lot, but I think Antiviral, this is second on that one. So
I take it we're not loving Infinity Pool that much.
I mean, it's okay.
I
mean,
Pool. I was so into that movie.
I just think
that Mia
wild.
Goth played Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, dude. When she's on the car with the gun.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's funny. Yeah.
When she starts reading his book reviews, it's like, oh, this movie's fucking great.
I love. It's great ending in that movie too.
Garrett.
Is this our last round, pal? 5?
Oh wow.
By my count, it is.
I think
Yes,
so,
sir.
Just want to make
I'm
sure.
scared. I don't know what to pick.
That's what I'm looking to. All right. Well, in a funny story, you guys were talking about Adam Green. I work in Holliston, which is kind of an interesting fun fact. His hometown there. So
I love that show. I wish it went on longer.
All right, I'm going to talk about something that doesn't have physical media copy. As far as I know, I don't think it does. I saw this movie at a screening a couple of years ago, and I don't think it went to Tubi. I don't think it ever came out on physical. I interviewed the director. I loved it. I know some people may not have, but it's called Bury the Bride. It's from Spider One, aka Rob Zombie's little broski. Ooh. And we interviewed him talking about the movie, and it's got Scout Taylor Compton in it, which is already a win for me. That's already like, I'm definitely going to check it out. And she plays a bride, and she goes kind of on her honeymoon there, and these guys show up, and I don't want to give it away because I think the best way to go into this is not knowing anything at all. But these dudes show up basically and try to party with them, and then shit just kind of goes off. There's a big twist in it that I didn't see coming when I saw the movie for the first time. So I don't want to give a lot away, but it is on Tubi. I don't know if it's got any physical media release. I don't think it does, but I'm actually liking a lot of Spider stuff right now. I thought Allegoria was really good, and I really dug Bury the Bride. And then if you guys saw Little Bites, that just kind of came out not too long ago, which I think he's kind of on a good little streak right now, and I'm kind of hoping to see where he ends up going. But it's one I would definitely check out. I hope it does get some kind of physical media release soon. If I'm not sure if you guys checked that one out at all.
Mm-mm.
I checked it out.
Little
I've
Bites.
seen it.
I checked it out after you guys talked about it, and I had a comment about this movie. So I was recently working on a list for my channel themed around the subgenre that Bury the Bride fits into, like obscure ones in that subgenre. And I wanted to put Bury the Bride in, but I literally can't because they hide it so much that like you can't talk about this movie. You just have to say it's good, see it. But
I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, but it does work in the beginning just as a like scary rednecks movie. I'm from Missouri, I can say that. Because those guys felt so authentic. And when I looked up the actors later, they all look like Pretty Boy Hollywood guys. And I was like, man, they made them look like rough and tumble redneck dudes. Like they did a very good job with the makeup and the costume design and everything because they felt real.
Yeah, I'm glad
What's it
you liked
called?
it because we were hyping it quite a
Buried
bit
the Bride?
at the screening, and a couple people came back to me like, "Oh, it wasn't as good as you said," and some came back and said I loved it. So, I like I said, I think you're right. The less you know, the better, and that's kind of why I think we really enjoyed it because it was like the premiere, and he was right there, and all that stuff too, and Scout was right there, and so it was really cool to kind of see it for the first time, and we really kind of marked out for the twist. So, yeah, I recommend checking it out on Tubi.
I'm gonna
Cool.
check that out for sure. I just saw Little Bites at a festival a couple months ago, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. And I hadn't seen any of his other stuff, so I'm excited.
Yeah, Allegoria too. Check that out. It's kind of almost like an anthology type of story. So I would check that out too.
Hell yeah.
Dylan,
So wait, is this our last movie?
this
we're
is the
talking
last
about?
one. Yep.
And then we're not doing any more. There's no other follow-up questions or anything because that's gonna decide. That's gonna be the okay.
No.
I know it's so much fun to. I'm like,
I got 3 right here that I'm really bouncing between, but I'm gonna go with my heart of hearts on this, and I'm just gonna say, 2020's The Empty Man is one that I just
Oh,
can't
God,
get out of
yeah.
my head.
Masterpiece.
I think when it comes to like cosmic horror, when it comes to like stuff that's not your, The Thing, body horror type stuff, but something that's a little bit more supernatural, but still has those cosmic elements, those cult elements. It mixes so many different things together so well. And I just love so many of the like setups and things about this film, especially the opening, because this
So
film,
good. One of the best openings.
dude, man, it's so good.
it's got one of those like, it's one of those movies that has like a 30-minute like short film in front of it, and then the movie starts and it's just like, fuck, dude, like what is going on? And then by the time it wraps up, you're just so mind fucked by it. You're like, I don't know what is happening. And then you're going to watch it again and again and again. You're going to be like, oh wow, this is so deep. It's super cool. It's it gives me, oddly enough, I read a lot of like nerdy sci-fi shit on my off time. Like I'm going through the Dune books. It gives me a lot of feelings of kind of like how they talk about like the essence of power and how you obtain it and what the mind can do once you open it up completely. It's very, very trippy stuff.
Do you own it?
I do not.
Not
I
on
want
physical.
it's not on
It hasn't been
physical.
released.
You're a liar.
Mhm.
I've
No,
got it
you
right
can
here.
get.
He's
You can
got
get.
it.
Yeah, he got it from Redbox. I was about to say, this son of a bitch got it.
He cleaned out a red box with the Empty Man DVDs and sold them online.
No, that sucks, dude. Because you know what happened, man. I when I heard you could get that, it was like 3
Really?
months after someone had
It's
posted
an
a
actual
video.
DVD. It's not a
Oh
bootleg.
my
or anything.
god.
Mhm. As far as I know, that's the only way you can get that movie.
It is.
So, yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Hey, some of those red boxes, like I still got one by my Walgreens. I don't know if they shut it down yet, but
There's still a couple up here too. I see, like, dude, when I found out there was a physical copy there, I went looking for it, but it was like 3 months after the dude had posted the video.
mhm.
And like, I was so late to the game on that. I was like, fuck, I'm never going to find this movie.
Yep.
Man.
The Empty Man.
Freaking Christian's got it.
Love that DVD case.
Jesus.
The second you said yes, sirs, I'm like, this motherfucker's
Oh,
got
you got it.
case over there.
You got
I'm
it.
gonna be so pissed.
Oh damn. Josh.
Yeah, man. God. One more. I've got like 15 that I want to talk about though. I feel like go deep cut or just. I mean, I don't know. We're talking
Go with
Barbara
your hearts of
Crampton
hearts.
earlier.
Hearts of hearts.
I mean, the one. All right. I'm going with the Dark and the Wicked. Brian Bertino.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. I was gonna
Great movie.
I mean, there's this
Talk
movie
about it.
when it came out. I want to say, yeah, I want to say when it came out, it was during that lockdown time, and it was super cold. It was another one of those where I just kind of took a chance on it, but it did have a lot of buzz, a lot of hype on it, from the different, websites that cover it and shit. And then, yeah, so he had done The Stranger. I thought it was pretty good when I watched The Stranger, so I was pretty stoked to see one of his newer films. And it's basically just like a farmhouse where the devils come in, and it kind of slowly takes over the farm. The family has to come. There's a lot of dream sequences, some like wicked fake outs. A really creepy old lady gets me every time. So, I mean, this movie still gets under my skin. It needs a 4K for sure. This feels like something
It's
Vinegar Cinder
supposed
could
to.
throw out.
It's a German
Is it?
4K. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I,
it So good.
I just watched that for the first time like last week. Actually, we were supposed to cover it on our podcast that we do every other week, and we someone didn't watch it because they didn't do their homework, Alex. But yeah, but no, I saw that for the first time literally like a week ago, and I was blown away.
So good.
It
dude.
floored me. I mean, I watched it 3 times that weekend. Made my wife watch it. My little brother came over and watched it. She hates it. Like she's like, God damn that movie again.
I made my baby watch it.
Yeah, kind of. Accident.
Daniel.
My,
Oh, go ahead, Luke. Go ahead, Daniel. Dylan. Sorry.
I was just making a joke. I said my son had to watch the first 5 minutes of Mickey's Mouse of Horrors or whatever that was that I watched this weekend. He's 2. We were trying to get him to watch something in the other room, and he kept coming out, and this terrible looking Mickey Mouse man is chasing this lady through the park, and he's just like, turn it off, it's scary. And I'm just like, yeah, no, we're not watching that with you.
He was like,
"Oh,
"Oh, Mickey Mouse, I want to watch this with you, Dad."
Nope, he's not. He did not like that Mickey. That was not his Mickey. That was not Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's funny. Daniel.
Okay, I'm gonna follow Frank's advice, Heart of Hearts, because I had like deeper cut indie movie or movie I actually like more. I'm gonna go with movie I like more. So I think Frank, you're the one that chose The Night House.
I would have, but no, I think that's Dylan, right?
That was
Dylan knows you.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Okay. Night House is good. This is my preferred Rebecca Hall ghost movie, which is The Awakening from 2011.
dude. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I just saw this for the first time last year, and like last October, I think, and it floored me. It takes place like just after World War II in England. No, after World War I. And I'm like such a sucker for period pieces, so it's like an automatic star boost. And Rebecca Hall is this ghost debunker, really. And she gets called into this all boys school where there's reports that a boy who died there is haunting it. And she has to investigate the haunting. So it's like a really classy, slow burn ghost film, but like probably one of the best versions I've seen of that because I just loved it so much. It's also a gothic romance film. Rebecca Hall's performance is insanely good, as you'd expect. But also, oh gosh, what is that guy's name who is also in this? I can't find his name, but the male lead in this, Dominic West, that's it, is not a guy that I typically see great performances from, but he's like amazing in this movie and almost upstages Rebecca Hall. So yeah, The Awakening, if you're just looking for like old-fashioned ghost story, this one is so good. So I love it.
I feel like I've seen that.
Mhm.
I've seen the cover a lot. I have not seen it, but
It was
I will
super
watch it now,
popular.
Daniel. Yeah, I was like, I like Rebecca Hall. So,
Mhm.
Y'all like The
Uh,
Gift with her? She crushes that one too.
oh, The Gift, like the Joel
Oh,
Edgerton
yeah.
directed movie.
yeah.
Solid
movie.
flick. Yeah, very good.
So
Very good
good.
thriller.
So fun.
Jason Bateman's a total douche in that movie.
He's such
Yeah,
a good
buddy.
actor, man.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
I love Jason Bateman.
Christian.
I'm gonna stick with found footage again, and I'm gonna throw it out to a movie called The Den. I don't know if anybody's seen this. It
Oh,
has
yeah.
one of the most diabolical scenes ever in a found footage movie.
Hmm.
So this girl, like, it's all through like Skype and FaceTime and stuff. And this girl has this kind of like stay-at-home job, work from home job, but she's starting to get cyber stalked by this guy that wants to eventually kill her. And he infiltrates her laptop in the middle of the night where she's having sex and starts recording it, that hacker guy, and then takes that footage and sends it in an email to her boss, who's her project leader. It's the greatest. It's the best scene I've ever. It's so good. It's like from 2013.
Yeah, IFC
It's-
were pumping out bangers back then, though.
The
That's like, I think,
Den.
like Willow Creek and all that came from.
Yeah.
IFC was putting those out. Yeah.
Haven't we
Yes.
all had that happen to us at least once?
Let me tell you something, dude. After that,
Who among us?
after that, I went and bought those covers for like webcams and stuff that you
Oh, yeah.
like. The scene is dude, it's diabolical.
I got to see the movie, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna
and the
put that on my
girl's
list
the
for
girl's
sure.
gorgeous too. The star of the movie, I forget the actress's name, but she's really good. I'm trying to find it. Melanie Papalia or something is her name.
Yeah.
Really good. It's just another one of those charming little found footage movies that you just watch on a chill, boring night. Just need something to watch, and it packs a punch, man. So
I like that.
2 of the cast members are labeled as evil officer and evil cop.
Yeah.
You know it's good.
I don't know that has a Blu-ray or DVD. Maybe it has a DVD. I don't own that though. But that's again going back to my education of 2000s straight to video on it. I know it's an ironic way to describe it, but like they just went straight to streaming.
Hey,
yeah, there you go.
Oh, nice.
Look at this
Dude,
man.
those movies, that's where I really like came into my own, like figuring out what kind of horror fan I was. Like I like trash, and like I love all that stuff, dude.
That
Which maybe
sounds
not be
awesome, man.
trash. I mean, like there's obviously way worse stuff than that you consider trash, but dude, The Den is a classic to me. Like The Den is an absolute classic.
My pick, Hearts of Hearts, kind of the same. I'm gonna go with Christian. Found footage is my favorite subgenre for horror, and I'm gonna go with The Bay.
Oh,
Dude,
so
I
good.
was
gonna say that.
That was on my list.
On my list.
I looked up. I had that on my list, but I looked up the Den right below in the recommended on IMDb is The Bay, and I'm like, oh fuck. we
Are you
should've talked
serious?
about
Really?
that.
Oh,
yeah, I'm like, we
yeah,
should have
yeah.
talked about that. That movie's awesome.
Well,
So
shit,
good.
man. I read your fucking I'm right.
Needs
behind
a
you.
Blu-ray. Needs a Blu-ray.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
so
It's very
technically it
underrated, for
does.
sure.
There's a UK. The only Blu-ray is in UK. That's it. Here in the US, only DVD.
That's all I got.
Yeah, man. So, but The Bay, one of the best found footage, fucking logical, like, dude, it's everything. Shit hits the fan
It's
on
stressful.
July 4th, and I really love how chaotic. And I thought the acting is phenomenal for this movie too, man.
This water
That
tastes
reporter,
good.
man. That reporter.
Yeah, like shoot, man. And I really love how like the was it low budget feel, like it fits it so damn well in this movie, man. I don't know, man. This movie is a masterpiece for me, for found footage and just horror movies in general. Again, found footage is my favorite subgenre, and this movie I always recommend to people. Same thing as with Troll Hunter, man. So guys, yeah. So thank you guys for all those recommendations, the deep cuts and everything. Yeah, this is so damn fun. As usual, guys, promote your stuff, man. In case people haven't already, subscribe to all these wonderful people. They put out some badass content. So Garrett, go ahead, buddy.
All right, before I do that, I had this on my list really quick, but now that we're talking about found footage, I think I showed this to Christian because it's freaking bonkers. Now, it's almost like I really like it, but it's so fucking weird. Have anybody ever heard of this movie called They're Watching? Found footage. Now, it's wacky. It's wacky. It says right here, from the writers of Call of Duty, Black Ops, and SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, I totally watched that. That wasn't it.
So if that wins you over, you got to check
I'll
out
check
They're
it out.
Watching. It's a found footage movie, and it gets really wacky and wild towards the end with like supernatural stuff and whatever. But it's weird, but I would recommend it. It's a little bit on the wilder side, called They're Watching. But I thought that was one in case nobody ever brought it up. Anchor Bay put it up. All right. So anyway, I'm Garrett from Born to Be Rad. If you guys like movies, nostalgia, and collecting, pop on over to the channel. Just did a video talking about 15 creepiest alien movies I've ever seen. I just did a video talking about the birth of Scream Factory. I've got a video coming out about the best TV horror movie ever made, and also a list about 10 overlooked gnarly 90s horror movies. So you guys can, if you want to pop over and check out that, I am at Born to Be Rad on all social media. And Frank, thank you again for having me back on, buddy.
Of course, my friend. Yeah. Dylan, go ahead.
I'm retiring, so that's it for me, guys. That's all I'm doing. This is my last thing ever. No, I'm Dylan from Splattercast. I'm one of the two people over there who's making videos. We're just doing a lot of independent horror movie reviews, a lot of lists recently. We kind of stole Daniel's idea and just started doing that, and it's working pretty good. Working pretty good for us. Now we try to cover different things, mostly. Unfortunately and fortunately, I've fallen into the disturbing films category. And it's I've had a good time. I've been trying to make it my own and do some of my own picks, but every single time you make one of these disturbing movies things, someone says you got to talk about a Serbian film or you're not talking about a disturbing movie. Well, I set out recently to prove them wrong, and I did it. And I'm really not happy I did it. All I will say is there's a movie called Wedding Trough, and I hated it.
Yeah,
and I will
dude,
never
yeah,
watch
that
it.
video is so. Yeah.
I wish
You're-
I didn't know about Wedding Trough.
Oh man, yeah, check out that video, guys. Seriously, it's a great video, man. And just the pain, like I see you go through with every single freaking movie in that video.
That video
It's
took
great, man.
a lot longer to record than it did. I was taking a lot of breaks because I was just like, after you talk about it, and I had to cut the hell out of that too. I really feel like people, like, it's such a choppy video to me, but like, I probably had the thing closer to 30 minutes, but I kept uploading it and I had to keep cutting stuff out because I was getting censored constantly. And I finally got it up with ads for like 2 days. And then it was like, no, we're taking it out. You said the F word too many times. So I was like,
Damn, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 5 films that are way more disturbing than Serbian film.
Yeah, it's a great video.
150,000 views.
Wow.
Did
That's
pretty
wild.
good.
Yeah.
Every single one.
By the way, what the hell? Is that a flux capacitor back there? What the hell is that thing?
Oh, that's my PC. It's just doing its own thing. It does that. I don't know how to turn it off.
I kept
because I'm
seeing
a
that. I was
child.
like, this dude's about to travel in time.
That's why he's retiring. He's just
Yeah,
gonna
he's
go
Look,
on a
he's got the
journey.
flux capacitor.
Yeah, out of here.
I'm going back in time to get me an Empty Man DVD. So
Hey, brother.
Josh.
Yeah, I'm Josh from Beyond the Gray Media, and I kind of like to do off the beaten path kind of horror films too. Accidentally kind of found my way into the disturbing path, and that seems to be all that really does super well. So, and I have a lot of I like B movies and I like a lot of disturbing flicks. So I try to test myself. There's a lot of weird stuff coming. That's kind of what I do. So it's cool to be in good company. I appreciate your video, Dylan.
I appreciate yours.
Nice. Daniel.
It's hard to get those across. Yeah.
So I'm Daniel with the Cobwebs channel. I realized at the start of this year that I'd barely talked about zombie movies. So I've been doing some zombie stuff recently. I did a video on my top 10 vintage zombie movies, so like 70s and back. I just put out a like full deep dive review on Fulci's City of the Living Dead, which was so much fun. But then my next video after that is going to be a list of some obscure vampire movies. And sometimes I offend Frank by calling the new Wolfman mid. So, got to do it sometimes.
The 2010
new
Wolfman or like
Wolfman
the new
rocks.
Wolfman?
No, the new Wolfman. 2010 Wolfman rules.
I just saw that last year.
Garrett's wrong about it. He needs to rewatch it.
They're both
Doesn't-
great. What are you
doesn't
talking
know.
about?
I mean, at least that one looks like a wolf man. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Christian.
I'm sorry. What are we?
Promote your damn channel, bro.
Yeah, just Planet CHH on everything. I mean, I film stuff a lot, so I really don't know what I have coming up. The only thing I know I'm going to work on next is when I was a kid, me and my buddy rented this movie. It was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It was called Ghost Lake, and I finally found a DVD of it. It's terrible. It's so bad. So I'm going to do a video on that. But I got all kinds of stuff. Honestly, just I film a lot, so I really don't know what's coming next. But you'll get something every day.
Can I also say that I have really enjoyed your dive into Severin Kids, like messed up kind of film.
Dude, it's honestly become my favorite thing I do right now.
It's
Like
so
last
damn
one we
funny.
did Texas. I can't remember if it's called Texas 2020 Gladiators or 2020. I can't remember.
That was your hair in that damn video too, dude.
Yeah, so that was fun. The next one's gonna be Extraterrestrial Invaders
Oh, yeah.
or whatever the hell it's called.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like that ET ripoff.
Yeah. So those have been fun. Those have been fun, man. I've been trying to just do some different things. So
I liked your video talking about that Scream Factory like mess up that happened with Nightbreed because I didn't know any of that, so that was super cool because I just came across that the other day and I was like, "This is super cool."
I was talking to
like that you're
to
doing that.
Wes about it. Me and Wes joke about it all the time. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna because I like doing that. I like ballroom talk on my videos where I don't have to edit anything, where I can just talk. And I was like, dude, can I tell that story and can I play the voicemail? He goes, I don't care to do it. And so yeah, I love doing stuff like that.
Mhm.
So
Cool. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for fun night, man. I love doing these collabs, and I, as you guys know, I enjoy your guys' company, enjoy your channel. Again, guys, subscribe to them. And thank you guys for a wonderful, fun night. So thank you guys, and have a great one.